everyone, welcome to DIY with Nancy. Today I'm going to share my recipe for Osso Buco. It's a veal shank, very tender. I cook it very nice and slow, and I add a whole bunch of different ingredients that the sauce just comes together so nicely. This meat is so tender and delicious, and I normally serve it on a bed of mashed potatoes, but that will be a whole other video and recipe. Today I'm going to make Osso Buco for you. I want you to stay with me and watch how to make it step by step. So let's get to cooking and showing you all the ingredients. To start, you're going to need 5 veal shanks, which is the Osso Buco for the recipe. Now for the ingredients, you'll need 2 cups of beef broth, 3 cups of tomato sauce, 1 cup of red wine, extra virgin olive oil, 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I have fresh parsley here. I have half a cup of chopped carrots, half a cup of red bell pepper, 1 large onion chopped, 3 sticks of celery chopped as well. You'll need salt and pepper for seasoning. I have 1 teaspoon of oregano, and here I have 2 garlic cloves that are finely chopped. I will list all of these ingredients in the description box down below. For the first step, I'm going to start off by seasoning the Osso Buco, which are veal shanks. So I'm going to start off by seasoning it with salt and pepper on each side. Just a little bit of salt, and the salt and pepper is going to be to your liking. I'm going to turn it on this side here and season it with salt on the other side. And then I'm going to season it with the ground black pepper. Again, you can put as much or as little as you like, whatever you like for taste. Flip it on the other side. And once you've seasoned it with pepper and salt, you're going to then place it into the flour. So you're going to coat each shank with all-purpose flour. So we're going to just generously coat it on each side. Now I'm going to coat the next one with flour. I like to sometimes shake the excess flour off the veal shank. And now we're ready to move on to the next step. Now for the next step, in a deep fry pan, I'm going to place some extra virgin olive oil, enough to cover the bottom of the pan, just like that. I'm going to turn on the heat. On a medium heat, you want to warm up the olive oil before you start placing the Osso Buco to braise in the olive oil. So we're going to wait until this heats up, and I'll show you the next step. I've had the vegetable oil warming up for about 45 seconds to a minute, and I'm going to start placing the veal shanks, Osso Buco, in the fry pan. Be very careful. So I'm going to place them all in here. You want to place the heat on a low to medium heat, and you want to braise each side of the Osso Buco for about 4 to 5 minutes. Flip them over and braise the other side. I'm going to remove them and place them on a side Pyrex tray, and then I'm going to move on to the next step in combining all the ingredients and the flavors for the Osso Buco. So I'm going to just place the Osso Buco on a side Pyrex tray here. And if you could see, all the flavors are left behind. That's what you want. And now I'm going to show you the next step. Now for the next step, I'm going to start off by adding the chopped onion. To that, I'm going to add the garlic. And I'm just going to mix this together. I just don't want the onions to burn. I just want them to soften. And next, I'm going to add some red bell pepper. Carrots. Celery. Just stir that to combine. We want all of these ingredients to soften with the flavors here. We're going to wait about a couple of minutes, stir it together. But look at that beautiful color. Isn't that beautiful? We're going to wait a few minutes and then I'll show you the next step. Now I've had all the ingredients in here going for about 4 or 5 minutes. They have softened. We're going to use this as a bed to place the osso buco right on top. So I'm going to start placing the osso buco back into the pan. Make sure you have it on a low to medium heat. And here we are, we've placed the osso buco on top of the vegetables. Now at this point, I'm going to add 3 cups of tomato sauce. I'm going to add 2 cups of beef broth. And I'm also going to add about a cup of wine. Now the wine is going to evaporate. I'm just going to mix this together here. Now this is going to slow cook for about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half, very slow. And you want to make sure that your heat is on the low to medium heat. Now I've placed enough sauce to cover the meat. You'll see that it will thicken. The flavors will absorb into the osso buco. It's going to slow cook for about an hour to an hour and a half. And I'm going to place the lid on it, leave it on a low to medium heat, and I will show you what it looks like after an hour and a half. Now it's been about an hour and 20 minutes. I've had the osso buco simmering, and you can see that the sauce has thickened. It's reduced. The osso buco, I can assure you, is so tender. The flavors are all in there. But I'm going to add in the last 2 ingredients, and that is here I have 1 teaspoon of oregano. And half a cup of fresh chopped parsley. And I'm going to mix that in. I'm just going to flip the osso buco here. Some flavor. I'm going to leave it simmering for another 5-10 minutes or so. And then the osso buco will be ready to be served. So I'm going to place the lid back on for another 5-10 minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's ready to be served. So here's the osso buco. I've turned off the heat. Let's remove the lid. Look at that. It's thickened. The sauces are all absorbed in the osso buco. So delicious and so tender. Now, let's get ready to plate the osso buco. So here's our mashed potatoes. Place some of the osso buco right on top. just like that, just on the bed of the mashed potato. I'm going to just take a spoon here and place some sauce right on top. And that's how I plate my osso buco on a bed of mashed potatoes. And I'm going to just place some fresh parsley for garnish right on top. And there you have it. That is my osso buco. Tender, delicious, and can't wait to bite into it. And there you have it, everyone. That's how I make my osso buco. I served it on a bed of mashed potatoes, but you can serve it on a bed of rice. The sauce is so delicious. The osso buco in itself is braised and is slow cooked in the sauce. So the sauce, the meat is absorbing that sauce. This meat is so tender, so delicious. It's a perfect combination. I'm gonna bite into it. Can't wait to really taste what it tastes like. Every time, I look forward to it. Wow. The flavor, the seasoning, the sauce with some mashed potato. You don't need gravy for this. An absolute perfect dish. I love this. Is one of my favorite dishes when it comes to a meat dish. Now, like I said, it's a veal shank. The meat is so tender, so delicious. I hope you really give this recipe a try. It's worth it. And I hope you enjoyed me making this recipe. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care.